So 15 mostly female senior citizens go to MPP Sam Oosterhoff's office in Niagara to do a read-in protest, which is to say they sat down and read books. This was pertaining to those library funding cuts recently announced by the Ford PCs. So what would you have done? Personally, I sure wouldn't have done what Oosterhoff's staff did, which was to call the cops. Yeah, the Oosterhoff people were actually intimidated by a bunch of proverbial little old ladies reading books. Now, Oosterhoff hasn't responded to most media inquiries about this, but in an interview with the St. Catharines-based radio station CKTB, he did say that the raging grannies were asked to leave because there were some confidential case files on staff members' desks. Ooh, I wonder what juicy secret of bounty could have been found there. Maybe that elusive recipe that involves the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices. Now that's a matter of national security, methinks. But really, I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that the grannies weren't going to copy or steal those documents, because those documents were and are meaningless to them. No, they simply wanted to protest those library cuts, and they employed a very mild form of civil disobedience. Now, technically, this stunt might indeed constitute as trespassing, but we're talking about senior citizen bookworms here, not members of the Hells Angels. And guess what? A read-in by seniors gets virtually zero media coverage. But calling the cops on those seniors? Hello, 24-hour news cycle and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of free publicity promoting their cause. Anyway, here's what I would have done. I would have done nothing, because eventually Grandma Dynamite and company are going to get hungry or need to use the bathroom or want to go home and go to bed. Problem solved, no muss, no fuss. You know, it reminds me of a conversation I had with a firefighter a while back. I asked him if the fire department ever really does get calls from people to remove cats from trees, and he said yes, they do. And what he tells the distressed cat person is to simply put a saucer of cream near the tree. The cat will eventually get hungry and will be motivated enough to crawl back down the tree. And to prove that this hypothesis is indeed true, he notes that if this weren't the case, come autumn, when the leaves fall, it would become apparent that trees all over the city would be peppered with little cat skeletons. And to his knowledge, no one has ever spotted a cat skeleton on a tree limb. So if the cat gets hungry enough to leave a very tall tree, I'm thinking the seniors might eventually get hungry enough to leave Oosterhoff's office too. Anyway, after manufacturing this PR disaster, the next step is damage control. That would be apologizing to the seniors for the overreaction. Sam Oosterhoff has yet to apologize. So now we have this story moving from the 24-hour news cycle to the 48-hour news cycle. By the way, I decided to reach out to Oosterhoff on the grounds of Queen's Park the other day to get his side of the story. I think what we captured was, well, rudeness. Check it out.
You don't want to talk about abortion, or?
I'm not going to have a conversation right now, sorry.
Oh, is that right? Why is that?
I'll be speaking in a few minutes.
Well, we tried.
Now I get it, Oosterhoff is taking a biker gang beating in the media right now for how he treated those seniors, so yeah, he's probably a little camera shy, but here's what he certainly doesn't get. The Rebel is perhaps the only media outlet in the land that is going to give a social conservative a fair shake. The Rebel counts amongst its 1.2 million YouTube subscribers numerous social conservatives. So why the bum's rush? My takeaway? Oosterhoff has learned nothing from the library protest. In fact, he is increasingly coming across as a condescending, self-entitled progressive who isn't accountable to anyone. So here's some free advice for you, Sammy. Take a chill pill and try to remember why the Kathleen Wynne Liberals were decimated in the provincial election last June. You're welcome. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, the Rebel has a new app. Please download that app and take the Rebel with you wherever you go.